Hey, yo, we're back. Doing a little bit of late night streaming. We got some old school wrestling playing. We should put this in the chats, per usual. Putting this in the Discord. I know probably doesn't get me anything, but we'll try it. All right. So basically, we got some WCW. Turn that off. We got some WCW playing today, from '92 of February 15th. So that's like Valentine's Day. Now that I think about it, so that'll be kind of cool. It'll be some old school wrestling, some WCW primarily with the commercials. So that'll be some tasty stuff for y'all to have. I noticed the wrestling stuff doesn't, for the most part, get me too much in trouble. So I kind of, sort of, maybe might be stemming more towards that. But you know, it doesn't get it copyright strict too much when I'm on when I am on you know, Twitch, but everything else is kind of, you know, up in the air. So I might even just upload them, like just download, like record the episode and then upload it to Internet Archive or something, you know. But you know, I you know, that might be the time when that time comes. But I think there really isn't a lot getting lost in the audio. The video is still there, but it's just the audio gets kind of cut away. So, but yeah, we'll get cracking on more of this page. I'm really happy about how this page turned out. So now we gotta finish up this one. We gotta draw Ed here, and then there's Casey. I haven't even talked much about the characters and whatnot with the story, either because it's not too important, or I don't know. I guess I've never really started explaining this, you know, my story to other people, other than like the individuals I try to work with. But anywho, let's get to some WCW wrestling. Oh my god.
Scorpion deathlock outright. He dropped it. He's unbeaten. Action from Sting and Big Van Vader 1 week ago. Hi everybody, I'm Tony Schiavone. Welcome to Worldwide Wrestling. As always, you are ringside with the superstars of WCW World Championship Wrestling. A tremendous matchup last week. As you know, we talked about it. Big Van Vader surely was out to prevent Sting from getting to Super Brawl, which, as you know, is now only 2 weeks away. He did not succeed, but you can better believe we have not heard the last of Big Van Vader in World Championship Wrestling. Fans, this week, Sting will be with us in singles competition, as well as the World Tag Team Champions. Beautiful Bobby and Arn Anderson. A situation has developed between Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the tailor-made man. We'll take a look at those situations and our big main event coming up a little bit later on. The Cruncher Larry Zbyszko going one-on-one against Todd Champion of the Patriots. The Stinger in singles action when Worldwide continues after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Venice Beach, California, weighing 251 pounds, this is Sting! His opponent from Tampa, Florida, 241 pounds, Rick James.
What a way to start the hour this week here on Worldwide Wrestling as Rick James goes up against the one and only Stinger.
Look pretty darn good, don't they? I like that.
Stinger, of course, and everybody thinking about Super Brawl. And we have some comments pre-recorded for the man who wants to be the next World Heavyweight Champion. Let's listen to the Stinger.
Super Brawl's coming, the biggest event of all time. For me, I can't wait. Luger, it's the world title. It's you, it's me, it's your business-like attitude, and it's my emotional attitude that's gonna put you away.
Yeah, this was like Coke Sting still, I think. I don't know. I know they all were on Coke, but Sting was on serious Coke.
Certainly Sting is well prepared, but here's a guy.
I watch too much OSW.
I mean, there is this tremendous battle which has been going on with members of the Dangerous Alliance. And even though he has his friends surrounding him, such as Dustin Rhodes, the Dragon Ricky Steamboat, Ron Simmons, Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and the Snyders, anything can happen in the Wars of World Championship Wrestling. And we saw last week Big Van Vader and his effort to deny Sting that title shot by taking the Stinger out. An elbow. You can believe guys like Rude, Paulie, certainly members of the Dangerous Alliance, will be out headhunting. So Sting, even though he's on the verge of that big matchup, still, if I can use the old cliche, has his work cut out for him heading into Super Brawl. Irish ref, sending James Jr. right in there with him, and the Stinger splash. And first goes James. Sting ready to wrap it up, so to speak, right now. Look at the fans standing, and the Stinger with a scorpion deadlock.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match is Sting!
He said right there, wrestling's my business. And there's no question that the Stinger was in top form. As he looks ahead to Lex Luger, he must though stay focused on the battles at hand and the wars of World Championship Wrestling. Fans, when we come back, the World Tag Team Champions, but right now, WCW this week. Sting at the top of his game going into Super Brawl 2. Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Bischoff. My guest on WCW this week, a member of the Dangerous Alliance, Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko, who later on in the hour will be facing formerly one half of the U.S. Tag Champions, Todd Champion. And Cruncher going in at nearly 300 pounds. You can't take Todd Champion too lightly.
Let me tell you something about Champion. This kid is a victim. Champion, you are being used by the Dangerous Alliance. Is just another example that the DA means exactly what we say. You know, this kid's suffering from delusions of grandeur. He thinks he's still a Desert Storm fighter. He thinks he's still a hero, revered by the people of America. But jerk, nobody cares because they don't have any jobs. They're all starving. You think they care about you? You're going to find out how much they care about you as the Cruncher is rubbing your face from one end of the corner of that mat to the other. Son, I've forgotten more wrestling moves than you're ever going to know running around the desert eating some kind of a sand bug. Because you, punk, are in the ring with the heaviest member of the DA, the top thug of an extremely Dangerous Alliance, jerk.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by the Chief Executive Officer of the Dangerous Alliance, they are the World Tag Team Champions. Introducing first, from Huntsville, Alabama, weighing 233 pounds, beautiful Bobby. His tag team partner from Minnesota, 248 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, total combined weight, 464 pounds, Baltimore, Maryland, Jumpin' Joey Maggs. From Montgomery, Alabama,
We gotta learn our mistake from
Johnny
last time.
Rich.
We gotta do the stuff on the front first before we go into the back. In certain cases. Well, now, I don't know what it is, but I think it's just because we have like two cats, but like I always just get freaking hair. It feels like just everywhere, and it never goes away. Even when I'm at work, it just never goes away.
Dispute that claim because I think Bobby and Arn are the two greatest tag team wrestlers of all time that have never been together before until recently. It's going to make for a great matchup. But besides that is Johnny Rich puts a hammerlock on Arn Anderson, and Paul Lee keeps watch over the World Tag Team belts. The Dangerous Alliance has had so much success in recent weeks and in recent months. The World TV title, the U.S. Heavyweight title, and the World Tag title all in its camp. And there is no question that the arrogance that you see is certainly helps the success in the ring of the Dangerous Alliance. Once again, some great teamwork displayed here by Bobby and Arn. The Dangerous Alliance, as a group, as an individual unit, has certainly been the most successful in recent years in World Championship Wrestling. And many of the athletes have paid the price. We talked about Sting early on, teaming with guys like Simmons, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, the Dragon Ricky Steamboat, Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and the Steiners to go up against the Dangerous Alliance. Paul Lee said, as Rich sends him to the near side ropes, Paul Lee said in the recent edition of WCW Magazine that he was going to destroy World Championship Wrestling brick by brick. That's in one of the many features in the latest edition with Lex Luger and Sting nose to nose on the cover. And so it remains to be seen if the Dangerous Alliance can really prove all that to come true. Tag is made. Joey Maggs, fine athlete out of Baltimore. He was a fine soccer player as a youth in high school and in college. And there's a 2 count. Maggs quickly got to his feet, and that was a good move. It is going to be the veterans on both teams. Of course, Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby, veterans of many tag team wars against the brother combination. And if you're wondering about the injury to Scott Steiner, yes, he is 100%. As a matter of fact, Scotty is looking better than ever. Had a chance to talk to him a couple of weeks ago and ask him about the arm, and it's something that he doesn't even think about anymore. And you know, Scott Steiner did not miss a day of workout, even though he had only one arm to work out with many times back during the summer of 1991.
I saw Scott Steiner at a wrestling show like a year or so ago, which is kind of crazy. The guy has gone through so much.
The success of the Dangerous Alliance, one of the reasons of the success, certainly you have to attribute the athletic ability.
And there's Paul Heyman.
Imagine a man that won't fight.
But you also have to attribute a lot of the success to the sheer fact of numbers. When Paul Lee's at ringside, in a case like this, it is 3-on-2. Many times in a singles match, all members have jumped in with a basic 5 or 6-on-1. And you throw in Medusa, that's a 7-on-1. And the knee, and high-flying, beautiful Bobby came off the top, and Maggs in a lot of trouble. There is no question the match against the Steiners is going to be an offensive match. Arn Anderson picked him up with a spinebuster. to what he calls the gourd buster. We haven't seen that one in a long time, but it's still effective.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Dangerous Alliance of Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby.
Arn Anderson, Beautiful Bobby, the World Tag Team Champions, part of the Dangerous Alliance as they continue their attack on World Championship Wrestling. They are focused square ahead on the match at hand, the Steiners for the World Tag Team title. Certainly the success of Harley Race well documented in the ring and outside of the ring, taking Luger to the world title. Of course, Super Brawl 2 weeks away, but your success apparently is continuing with this big guy, Vinny Vegas.
That's right, Tony. When you take Lex Luger, you take him for example. He is probably the most highly conditioned athlete on the face of the earth, and he's only getting better day by day. And I'll guarantee you, when he walks into the Super Brawl, Sting, you are coming in for a beating, and a beating you're going to receive. Now let's get to this man right here. Right here is an athlete that is absolutely superb. Take a look at him, 6'10", 300 plus pounds, and he knows exactly what to do.
Well, he knows exactly what to do. You know, we've seen an interview you conducted before and attacked Big Josh, and you mentioned the fact about the guys or the men back in Vegas. What exactly were you alluding to?
Tony Schiavone. With a name like Schiavone, you gotta be a paisan, right?
Yeah.
So it's real simple. It's a club. Some guys got a club. They play cards, or maybe do a little gambling. That's about it. It's a club. Yeah, it's a club.
What about the attack on Big Josh when you singled him out, though?
My people said I had to make an example of somebody. Josh was the one they wanted it to be on. Hey, it's just business, nothing personal, Josh, except maybe with the clothes he wears. Not exactly the most stylish wrestler that we got in the WCW.
I tell you what, Vinny Vegas, we're going to be hearing a lot more out of him in the weeks to come, even from guys like Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons, the All-American. Well, Ron, don't think I won't deal from the bottom of the deck against you.
Okay, Vinny Vegas and Harley Race here on Worldwide Wrestling Fans, and we'll continue right after this timeout.
Tag team event. It is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Austin, Texas, he weighs 261 pounds, the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. His tag team partner, from Sweetwater, Texas, 278 pounds, Barry Windham.
All right, back with you here on Worldwide. Back to Gary Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, total combined weight, 474 pounds, Trenton, Georgia, Pat Rose. And from Tampa, Florida, Sonny Trout.
Tag team event, some interesting comments from Vinny Vegas along with Harley Race at near 7 feet tall. Vinny Vegas surely a force in World Championship Wrestling, making it, at least attempting to make an example of Big Josh and, of course, Ron Simmons. But here we have a tremendous tag team. Two superior athletes in Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham. And if you go back now, not too long ago, as a matter of fact, the fall of 1991, Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes had made a stand for the World Tag Team title. Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko at that time were World Tag Team champions. But the attack was made on Barry Windham at Halloween Havoc. Broke his hand. His right hand, coming into Halloween Havoc earlier in the afternoon and preventing Windham from becoming a World Tag Team champion. Of course, you know the story. Ricky Steamboat went on with Dustin Rhodes in the month of November to become World Tag Team champions. But it's something Barry Windham lives with, he tells me, each and every day.
And I think of all the matches we have lined up at Super Brawl, Dusty.
Oh, the sound must have cut out. Yeah, it'll sometimes do this. I don't know how long it goes actually with the sound out. I don't know if it's a channel thing too. Could be a channel thing. It could also be something here. Oh no, Gordon, we can't hear you. Oh. I guess this tape just went silent. All right, well let's check out another tape, I guess.
Spectacular. The 568-pound
There we go.
WWF champion, Yokozuna.
Oh my God, it's Yokozuna.
Rampage through the World Wrestling Federation.
Wait, is this just a preview to
Just a few
SummerSlam?
months ago, Hacksaw Jim
Oh, we'll
Duggan
watch it.
challenged Yokozuna. However,
Hello, Sonic.
Duggan
Welcome back.
wound up just like all the others.
I checked out some of your Sonic drawings. They're looking pretty good. I do have a TikTok, but I should probably get it back up and then I could follow you. But I am really glad that you're using color, because I remember when I started, like when I was drawing, I never used color. I was just doing stuff black and white and pencil. So, good job there. Have you drawn any other? Have you taken any other new requests?
The WWF Tag Team Championship will be decided when the Steiner Brothers take on Money Incorporated.
Talk about dangerous matches. This is the most dangerous in the history of the WWF with special rules applying.
Plus, ladies and gentlemen, another of our special in-depth interviews. Who is Lex Luger? As you can see by our ties, Gorilla Monsoon and I have enlisted into Lex Luger's Call to Action campaign. What a broadcast it's going to be. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready. Yokozuna, Hacksaw Jim Duggan are up next.
Scheduled for one fall is a non-title match. Coming down the aisle.
Cream the Bunny, really? Here, do you want to post a link to it? I'll check it out. I remember in Sonic Advance, Cream had this really OP ability to take on like boss fights, where she just like throws cheese constantly at at like the mech, and it just completely wrecks them. Oh, you're not done yet. Okay. Know that feeling. When you finish it, you should, if I'm streaming, you should definitely post the link.
That means that it would be a one-time opportunity for Lex only. And before Cornette even came on the scene, President Jack Tunney put that first binder in there where Lex has to wear that forearm pad for this guy's benefit. Give me a break.
You know, Gorilla, the long, illustrious history of the World Wrestling Federation.
I'm trying to
I don't ever recall
get this page done. I kind of was lazy yesterday. I was trying to catch up on my comic book stuff. You know, and I know that sounds, it's like kind of, I don't want to say it's work, but I never would have imagined I would have had so many. Oh man. Like, is it like the tan colors and whatnot? Like kind of what makes her dress?
He paid the price. Last time we saw this duo in the squared circle, Hacksaw was draped in the red, white, and blue, and the big guy laid on him how many? 4 or 5 bonsai splashes?
Came very close to ending Hacksaw Jim Duggan's career. As a matter of fact, his family, especially his wife Deborah, wanted
And the
him
face, yeah.
to retire at that point in time in his career.
Not a bad idea when you consider the injuries that he suffered. But talk about guts, you've got to have guts personified to do what Hacksaw Jim Duggan is attempting to do here.
Yeah, I feel like the thing about Cream's face, I know for me personally, drawing like rounder faces, I always have to draw them jagged or pointy. That's why when I make hair, most of the time the hair is like kind of like has like a spike to it. Dude, Sonic faces have always been, they're always such a challenge. I always commend artists who get it right.
And you can hear this capacity crowd in the background.
I think that's what I like about with yours. Is like you're still managing to get that iconic Sega style. See, that ain't cool. Do you think you can get them on sale at like a hobby store near you? I know some stores will sometimes have them like 50% off or something. It'll save you some money. Like these ink pens I bought. Here, let me see if I can. The case? I need to find the case. I spent $20 on these pens, and you know, they last me a good while. I think that's the one thing you got to remember is they'll last you a bit, but sometimes that $20, you know, you could buy a cheeseburger with that honestly nowadays. Oh, it's messed up, but no, I get you. If it wasn't for the fact I went to school for it, I would have put Strathmore back on the freaking stock market again. They aren't already.
Well, Hacksaw obviously preoccupied here. He got nailed twice because he wasn't paying attention.
Yokozuna using that tremendous girth and mass to drape Duggan over that second rope and try to choke the air right out of him. And there's a cheap shot from Fuji.
Referee, of course, looking in the other direction when that went down, or that constitutes an automatic disqualification.
Duggan in a very precarious position here in the early going of this contest. Yokozuna standing on his throat.
Cutting the wind off completely.
He's 568 pounds. Duggan gasping for air. And now Fuji choking him.
Oh, look at this.
Fuji here at ringside, already asserting his menacing presence.
Well, at least we don't have to
Prismacolor colored pencils. Oh yeah. Yeah. Those are definitely the good ones. Those shadings you can do with them are so nice. But I definitely check out the sales. I don't know what, like, part of the, I don't know where you are, but I don't know if there's like a Hobby Lobby near you. Sometimes they go on sale there. That's where I get a lot of my sketchbook stuff too. You probably would also need a ride to get there. Again, I'm just assuming. Ohio. Okay. Yeah, I think we would still have one of them. For like Michael's. No, you can't go to Joanne's, R.I.P. I don't even know if they did that. Yeah, they did. They had Copics for a bit. I remember when they had Prismacolor, you could like test them out before you used them. That was kind of cool.
And his counterpart, James E. Cornette, and Yokozuna carrying it out. Well, Hacksaw looks like he did the last time I saw him in the match with the big guy.
Duggan unable to get on track here. Another headbutt. The methodical, sadistic WWF champion, Yokozuna, assaulting Duggan.
Watch it.
You are out of white. Okay.
This is a very simplistic,
I think, yeah, like I was saying before, you could buy them individually. So that wouldn't be too bad. But you'd probably want to get like a whole set.
Duggan's got to reach down here. He's got to do what he can to distance himself from Yokozuna. Duggan hammering at the head of Yokozuna. That big hamlock right hand finally causes some separation. Duggan hammering away, but he hasn't taken Yokozuna off his feet. Yokozuna misses a clothesline. Oh, Duggan oh, he's on top, and he does.
Oh, he almost got it.
We'll be back. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Eggs, bacon, a stack of pancakes, and coffee.
Don't forget about Wendy's new Big Bacon Classic.
Oh, yeah, just coffee.
I bought some Copic markers, and they're like $7 a marker. Like what?
Introducing Wendy's Big Bacon Classic. If you've got a big appetite for big bacon cheeseburgers, this is it. But remember, come hungry.
You didn't finish.
I'm full.
You ate breakfast, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, I was gonna ask, since you're a Sonic fan, does that mean you have like do you have like a fan character? Like, do you have your own OC? If you don't mind me asking. I don't know if I might have seen it when I was looking through your TikTok, but.
Bubblicious, the ultimate bubble!
What happened to the lights?
It's just a power outage, Dad.
What was that?
It's just Bart eating a Butterfinger.
And it sounds like he's right
Lay a
over
finger off my Butterfinger. Not yet. Okay.
Oh, how about a bite, little buddy?
I had
Okay,
one.
Homer, just one.
It was like a raccoon kind of looking
Tastes
thing.
just like a dog biscuit.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite.
He was in the Sonic Archie lore. Because I was reading those books when I was like in middle school and like high school. You just started drawing, okay. Wow, so you're fresh off of the pain. That's real cool though, not gonna lie. It's always cool hearing people drawing like brand new, getting into it. It's weird because I don't really, I guess because I like started drawing. I don't want to say like since I was like, you know, I was like as a kid I was doodling and whatnot, but like I know a friend of mine who just started drawing recently, and he picked up a like how to draw and like an anatomy book, and he's around the same age as me, and it's cool because like, you know, there's a lot of different interpretations and learning styles of how people do it, and especially today's day and age where like it feels like AI is just taking over everything, you know.
Hard to believe the big 300-pounder hasn't been able to find the mark yet, but obviously a lot of things on his mind. Maybe he's remembering, Jim Ross, how he got his clock cleaned here several months ago.
The heck is going on?
At straws, doing anything, pulling out all the stops, and nothing is working.
What a knife edge chop, and down goes Hacksaw Jim Duggan again. I'm sure his wife Deborah, watching this one back at home, having some anxious.
Sorry, I just heard a bunch of. Oh wait, was that from this?
A lot of things on his mind. Maybe he's remembering, Jim Ross, how he got his clock cleaned here several months ago by the big.
Oh my God. I just heard like a bunch of USB noises going off, and now I'm going crazy. I don't even know if it came from the recording. See, that's paranoia right there. But yeah. No, back to what I was saying. That's really, really awesome. You started to draw recently.
Maybe she was right, Jim Ross. Maybe Hacksaw can handle the WWF champion. Look at this.
Oh man, he's choking away. Yokozuna is just a violent man, and since Luger slammed Yokozuna on the 4th of July, he has become even more dangerous and more deadly.
Mistakes. It's because I got him in the wrong spot.
Careers, perhaps tonight, right here on this spectacular, he'll terminate the career of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Only time will tell that.
Duggan back up to his vertical base, fighting away. We can remember what Yokozuna did to Crush. He put him out of action. He put him in the hospital.
Look at this. He shocked him again. He staggered the big guy.
He hit him with all he had, and Yokozuna still would not go down. You can hear Fuji on the outside here.
Fuji hollering bonsai. You know what that means.
Oh, he's got a head of steam. The big man, nobody there. Duggan avoided the contact and perhaps saved his career. And Yokozuna finally down on one knee.
One knee only, but Hacksaw unable to follow up here. He's taking some tremendous punishment. I'm not sure he has enough to come back.
Yokozuna back up and clubbing away.
I also remember when what was it called? Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I had a strategy guide, and in there it had like a bunch of pictures of Mario and Luigi in that like Superstar Saga style, and I would always copy the images and I'd put them in a drawing book. I don't know what happened to that book. I never found it. I think it's lost, honestly. I remember every night I would draw a new character.
They gotta get some more momentum. Here he comes. And Duggan. And he got him. He got him down.
And I wouldn't trace it. I would like actually freehand it. Draw from.
And extended in the air, 5 fingers up. He can look for that 3-point stance coming up here by Hacksaw.
I was always really happy about it, especially when they like the detail. I don't know.
And it's buying some extra time here for the big guy to recuperate.
That's the important point, Gorilla. Look at Hacksaw.
That turned again.
Oh, Yokozuna squashed him in the turnbuckle. Wait a minute. Yokozuna going up. If he hits this, it's over.
If he nails this, it's curtain time.
Could it be the bonsai drop? Oh, yes, he got it.
Yeah, look away and it feels too thick. Gotta do the outside of it.
Oh, what a matchup. Will Lex Luger be able to survive this man, Gorilla?
I'm sure that Lex Luger was hoping that Hacksaw Jim Duggan could take some of the starch and some of the salt out of Yokozuna.
Yeah, you learn a lot better freehanding it. Like tracing is good when you want to understand dimensions of something. Like sometimes on a figure, like you'll look at somebody and they'll be coming at you in a way and you're just like, how on earth? And you like draw it and it's like flat as hell. So sometimes using like a tracing thing can actually help you kind of see and perspectivize, if that's a word, what like the images and whatnot. But I don't know, I probably mentioned this before. I always parrot this because I'm an idiot, but I always tell people, you know, if you draw in pen, you don't have to draw it like all the time, you know, like, but if you do it like, you know, doodle in pen just like images, like just see something and try to just replicate it. It doesn't matter how bad it looks. You'll definitely see an improvement in your art. I know there's a lot of other factors, but you know, when you start drawing in like a line art, you learn so much between all of it, between like understanding space, perspectives, and yeah, it'll look rough, you know, in the beginning, and that's why you should just take it in like kind of steps. But you start to kind of visualize it better. You understand what the mistakes are, and I don't know. I noticed a significant change in my work when I started doodling in pen more, and I started like actually trying to draw with like decent pens.
That Yokozuna is going to take at SummerSlam will be on your head. I don't want it on my conscience. Mr. Fuji doesn't want it on his conscience. Yokozuna
You want everything perfect. You know, and that's another thing I had a struggled time with, because you want things to be good, you know, you want it to look, you know, you want to make it something that you'd be like, you want this hanging up on my wall, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a poster guy, I love posters. It's weird because I don't consider myself a poster collector, but I have so many posters, but all of them, if I could have a house or a room where I could hang every single one of them up on my wall, I would. And you think about it, and it's not that hard, but it's pretty cool, you know. But you also got to think of ways to improve as well, and that's like the constant dying struggle of an artist.
And right before that third bonsai drop,
you're always wanting to push it, but I'm just talking out my ass, I feel. It is cool though, talking to see what's like going through people's heads too, because I feel the perfectionist mentality way I have that way with my pages, because I had a conversation actually with a guy at a convention, and you know, we were talking, and he had some insightful things. He's been doing this like comic book stuff for a bit. He's been making books, like pumping them out like crazy. That Hypersonic took 8 hours, and you want to know something? That's gonna be like your first step and really seeing how much you can do with like pictures, because there's some pictures where it'll be like days, you know, where you're just gonna keep doing and adding stuff, you know, and those are gonna be the ones that you're really gonna be cooking up something, you know what I'm saying?
Mrs. Krabappel, it's time we cut off Simpson's
but that's like a whole work shift. 8 hours, that's like working man's shift right there.
It's showtime.
I think I got it. I don't even know where I stored it.
Buttery burst in every bite.
Where did I put it? I don't even know where.
Nobody
I have like a picture I did. I want to say.
Country dancing's hot. Now you and your partner can enjoy hours of excitement and fun, learning 20 of the most popular dances sweeping the nation.
Here.
This incredible 3-video
we'll go in the
tape
archives
now
for a minute.
the price of one, features national dance champion Wiley Hicks. Wiley makes
Here's
even
some
the
old
most difficult
pictures I
dances
did
easy and fun.
from a long
His
time
teaching
ago, from
techniques are so
2020
advanced, you'll be
actually.
amazed. So
This is
get
when
the
I was
ultimate
kind of
advantage
like
the
putzing
dance
around.
with the best instructional video package available anywhere, from beginners to advanced. You'll learn it all.
I want to retire it. Oh my god, we're on the same page, no lie. Dude, if you got a plan, get on it now, okay? But yeah, here's just some like older stuff. Here's like another character I drew again a while ago. It's crazy. This paper just feels so weird now.
Or send 1995
But,
plus 5.95 shipping to Wiley's Country
yeah,
Tapes.
some of it I didn't even finish because I didn't have direction at the time. This is some really old artwork. This is from like 2014. This is when I was really trying to figure out how to draw certain things. But where's that one picture? I did one picture. Oh, there's some. Oh my God. Sunflower seeds.
This thing is going to be a close call. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of close calls, the
Oh yeah, that was a
SummerSlam
cool one.
hotline is up as we speak. A very important number for you to remember. It's 1-900-420.
Trying to find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, I still haven't finished it. Man, I'm a fucking bozo. See, I'm just lazy. This is a picture I drew a really long time ago, and I never finished it. I think just because I was just kind of fucking around. I do have a stream of me drawing on this actually, but yeah, I just never finished it because I'm kind of an idiot. So
in addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, at SummerSlam,
you and me both. If I didn't have my moped, I would probably be stranded for life.
the world's largest conference call and maybe speak to some WWF superstars.
Boy, that was crazy. If you were part of history, yeah, some of this art is like older than me.
World's largest conference line. Maybe you could get to ask a
LOL.
question of your favorite WWF superstar. It's going to be a lot of fun, everyone. Remember that conference call live during the pay-per-view broadcast. Now, before we go back to the ring to see Razor Ramon take on Blake Beverly, let us take you back in time and show you some of the circumstances leading up to SummerSlam when Razor Ramon goes
back in the saddle
with $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes I'll look at my art and be like, yeah, I didn't improve, I didn't do anything, and sometimes you gotta pull those out and you just gotta be like, yeah, I see what I did now. I have improved, you know.
Sure, he'd make a pretty good maid, you know, house servant. There you go. Yeah, we'll find him a job.
Money Incorporated, the former tag team champion.
Hey, that you know, I don't know how many hours you're working. You're probably not working like full time.
Basically, what you're telling me is you don't have a price. Take a long, hard look, machismo. This is Mean Green. And like I've always said, everybody's got a price, even you. Uh-oh.
Look at this, Savage.
Beautimus.
He's gone nuts now. Razor's going to tear the place apart. I know the temper of this man, and I also know Money Inc. what they're capable of doing.
I gotta say something. I just experienced some machismo. Yeah. Nobody does that to Money Incorporated. Nobody does that to the $1 Million Man. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something, big man, and all you idiots here. He is gonna pay. I'll make him pay. I will embarrass him in the worst way he can be embarrassed. I want that 1, 2, 3 kid. That snot-nosed punk. You what? I want him in the ring. I'm challenging the 1, 2, 3 kid. I'm not gonna be 1, 2, 3. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe the mat with this kid in about 30 seconds and show Mr. Machismo what a real man can do.
Well, DiBiase has dominated the 1, 2, 3 kid. And DiBiase's really rubbing it in. And the kid got a shoulder up. He got the outside. He got it. No. The 1, 2, 3 kid has beat DiBiase.
I can't believe this.
The 1, 2, 3 kid has beat DiBiase. Razor Ramon is classic at the $1 Million Man. Blake Beverly makes his way up the steps into the ring. The man was Ted DiBiase irate, but he will get his opportunity for revenge 1 week from tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, exclusively on pay-per-view when the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase takes on Razor Ramon.
Well, that vendetta will definitely come to an end in the Palace at SummerSlam, but right now, will you hear this ovation for Razor?
Razor Ramon has them standing here. The bad guy making his way to the ring.
You are the bad guy, Razor, no question about it.
Here's a guy that's about 6'7", 285 pounds is Razor Ramon. Phenomenal athlete, likes to fight. He'll tell you, he came from the gutter. He came from nothing. He has fought and scratched and clawed his way out of that situation.
situation into one prominence
Oh,
here in the
boy.
World Wrestling Federation.
You know that come 1 week from tomorrow night, he's going to be right on top of his game and ready. Look out for the
Sadly.
Razor's
How was
edge
your day?
because this guy
You know, it was all right.
is ready.
I'm always better when I'm home. I never, not when I'm at work. I'm not a really big work guy myself, honestly. I hate work, honestly. I always complain. Not my other job, but my one other. I have 2 jobs, but yeah. But I don't know. Everybody has a job they don't like. That's why I'm trying to do this. I want to make this my job, but my attention span is garbage. I call it slavery. Fact. 100% fact. You don't really realize it but until it's too late, you know. But honestly, you know, you just gotta, you know, crunch with what you believe in, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to draw, draw. You want to, I don't know, promote, I don't know, some kind of crazy new way to give people new hair, that you can do that just as long as it works.
For the title. Championship on the line. Steiner Brothers seem fit to put it up for grabs in a 15-foot high steel cage. Unheard of.
Well, that's not too smart. Neither slap. Real smart from Blake Beverly, because the only thing you're going to do is infuriate Razor Ramon.
Makes me the most greedy person in the world. Then you become what you want to destroy. And then I have to like fight you over a pit of fire or something. I don't know, I'd probably join you, but you probably wouldn't want allies. You'd be too busy trying to own the world. I actually declared myself evil a couple years ago. Actually, last year. I just am like, I'm done. It's over. Being good is overrated. I'm not like a high-end crook. I'm just like level 1 in villainy, though. So like jaywalking and gaslighting people.
And he's got it turned around here a little bit.
Well, Beverly Gorilla seems to be keeping his game plan relatively simplistic.
You know, I'm sure that Razor's thinking about nothing else except the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And who knows what DiBiase told Irwin to do with the 1-2-3 kid. Wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Notice Ramon's got those
I just wish it was like, I don't know. I just wish it was funnier, you know. It doesn't feel like things are as funny as they used to be. But you know, what do I know?
Just like hundreds of thousands of others have done, Jim.
Like everything is just way too serious.
Overhand wrist lock. Ramon about to gain the advantage.
Oh, another time.
There you see the hair, and Razor Ramon pulled a page right out of the book of Blake Beverly and grabbed a handful of hair himself. Hey, Ramon knows how to break the rules. He's very proficient at it.
No question.
I knows how he breaks the rules.
Oh, now Beverly wants a test of strength, and this may be another tactical error.
Okay, question. If you eat it, what is your favorite cereal?
The only way he wins this is if he cheats. And he's been known to do that.
I know it's a random question, but I was just eating a bowl of cereal. And I always change it up. My favorite is Waffle Crisp. None. See, that's... Unless there is a cereal called None. And it's got like bite-sized nuns you eat. They're like chocolate vanilla flavored. That actually would be something that probably would exist. Do you eat any breakfast?
And he's got it. Oh, Beverly snapped it off. Blake Beverly snapped off that neck breaker. And
I also really like to eat Pop-Tarts. Those are my favorite.
Oh, he's going right for it right here.
Turnbuckle exposed. Oh, there you great camera shot. That's steel.
Freaking love Pop-Tarts, actually.
Into the spine of Razor Ramon.
Right into the critical cervical vertebrae area of the spine.
And that is the
There's not, LOL. Oh, that's a bummer.
Razor's in trouble.
Backbreaker to the ribs. Razor holding his back. Really feeling it now.
Referee asking him there if he had enough. Are you kidding?
The pain has got to be riveting in the back of Razor Ramon. The Irish whip. And Beverly power.
I feel like that's the only thing I eat. Because I can't, like, I could cook myself some dinner, but eggs are just so easy to make. You just throw it on a fryer and then boom, it's done. You can, it's like the easiest way to make a steak, you know? Like the easy man steak. And you get some, like, sausage on it. Oh my gosh. I know you don't eat it, but oh my gosh, it's so good. Like any time of the day. I think my favorite vegetable is, or thing to eat with it is mushrooms, because I've always eaten mushrooms since I was a kid. I like steak the most, but I'm poor. Well, steak's pretty good, though. I know you're saying you're poor, but at least you're eating some decent steak. Do you have any sides with that, or is it just straight up steak?
He brutalized a valiant American. What is going on here? Is there no dignity whatsoever? Then he dethroned a great
Because I like steak and eggs.
The American dream right there.
Truffles are, ooh, yeah.
Now, one proud American is out to put an end to it. August 30th. Can Lex Luger conquer the WWF's massive 550-pound champion Yokozuna?
But they're so good.
SummerSlam 93, coming to a TV
There's
set
this
near you.
one restaurant I remember going to. They had like truffles on a pizza. They had like this wood-baked pizza oven, and it was really good, but like, holy shit. I mean, it was like really expensive. No lie. But man, it was the best pizza I've ever had. You know, I don't get it. Why is it that the stuff that's like super small costs like $80 for a meal? From Texas Roadhouse, that's the place. That's the place where you can throw the peanuts on the ground, right? Oh man, at first I haven't been to one in a bit, but I remember I used to go to them quite often with my family. That sounds amazing.
Wendy, how's dinner coming?
Dad, it's going to be another 20 minutes.
There are times you're so hungry.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
for a walk.
Only
I know
a trip to
you
Wendy's
said you don't
will
get
do.
sides,
Big and classic,
but
Hungry, huh?
between like mashed potatoes and corn and there's this other, it reminds me kind of like with Famous Dave's.
Man, that's
What? Not anymore.
Come try Wendy's new Big Bacon Classic, but come hungry.
That's okay.
Come on. Wait, do they still get peanuts though, right?
What did I tell you, Principal?
You can still get them and they throw them in a little bucket. Ah, that's
Butterfinger supply.
that doesn't sit right with me. I don't know how I feel about that. That's what I forgot.
It's showtime.
Man, that's sad. I remember. Well, you probably remember, because you.
Nobody better lay a finger on my.
You're the one telling me this, but you remember when you would just walk in and there's just peanut shells, and every step you took, it was just crunching of peanuts. Like, goddamn, that was a memory. You just crack them open and just toss it, man. Just golden age. Did they stop it like around COVID time?
Anything else to baby, even a baby's skin. You're my ivory, baby. Baby your skin with Ivory.
Don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And don't play with fire if you can't stand the heat. Silk Stockings, an all-new season on USA, starting Monday, September 13th at 10.
Welcome, everybody, to a very special edition of the King's Court. Hey, you heard that birds of a feather flock together? Well, so do kings. Here we are, two of them, two of the real deals right here. King, I want to welcome you to the King's Court.
Well, I want to thank you.
I want to talk for just a second about this beautiful car. This is the real deal right here. What year Cadillac is this?
I bought this car in 1959 as a gift from my mama.
For your mama? Hey, do you realize that Bret Hart's mama was already 70 years old when this car was made? Hey, speaking of Bret Hart, he is going around the country trying to impersonate the King of Wrestling. Now, you know as well as anyone how it feels to be impersonated by these imposters. Doesn't it make you hot?
Let me tell you something, man. It makes me real hot. I've seen people impersonate me all my life, and it's not right. I don't think they're doing me justice. And I know a lot about impersonators. I was just having lunch with my good friend JFK the other day. Right. You know, we were talking about the girl we were dating, Marilyn.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right?
And they were both telling me how they don't like it when they
No,
see
sorry, yeah.
And I don't like it when I see
my cat freaking ran into my room and was trying to get on something. I'm sorry.
How do you feel when you see somebody like Bret the Hitman Hart impersonating?
Yeah, the Bitcoin thing is wild.
How do you
like,
feel about that, man?
I'm gonna tell you something, King. It makes my
there
blood
was a
boil.
point when my girlfriend could have got in on it. I was like, you could buy two right now, and you'd still have a little bit left over, and it just skyrocketed.
There's only one king in the World Wrestling Federation, and you're looking at him right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, at SummerSlam, I'm gonna break you in half, and I guarantee you, King, he will never try to impersonate the real King again, will he?
He won't even be impersonating a wrestler after
That's
SummerSlam.
right. Tell you what, let's take a ride right now. Let's take a ride to SummerSlam. What do you say?
You got it.
Come on, King.
Well, folks, that's a real pair to draw to a pair of jerks in my
Oh
book.
yeah, and Shiba Inu.
Is Bret the Hitman Hart. And Bret,
My buddy, I know he had like a bunch of that, and he had like a lot of Doge too, and then that was kind of bouncing around. That was funny.
I don't mind stepping in the ring. I don't mind.
Sorry, I'm eating a Gushers right now.
Anybody, but I really hate
Oh
it when
my
somebody tries
gosh.
to drag my family in. That's when it gets too personal, especially my mother and father. You know, Jerry Lawler, to stand here and describe how much
It's like Red 40 at its
anger and
purest.
frustration I'm gonna take out on you would be impossible. But I can
Like-
promise you one thing.
Like
The match I'm gonna
Ethereum?
have with you at the SummerSlam is not gonna be fancy.
Or like
It is
actual
not gonna be
Bitcoin.
pretty. It is gonna be a mutilation. My mother and my father, I told them, I said, don't even bother to come down to the SummerSlam. You're not going to want to see what I do to Jerry Lawler. But you know what my mother and father said? They want to
Bro,
be
that's
there.
what you
They are
mean.
gonna be there. They want to
See,
watch
I'm just
me
an
destroy
idiot.
Jerry Lawler. I'm going to have all kinds of my brothers, my sisters, my family, my friends. They're going to be scattered all over the SummerSlam.
Well, you
because
can't
they
go
wanna
wrong on
see
that.
What I'm going to do to Jerry Lawler. I am going to obliterate this guy. Jerry Lawler, you made one big fatal mistake. You dragged my family into this, and you are going to pay for it big time in the SummerSlam. And I don't care what kind of friends you surround yourself with, you'll always be just a bogus, phony king.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
ICA-Pro, you've gotta want it.
You want to make one? Like from the gears and everything?
Versus evil, and this time the battle's bigger than ever. G.I. Joe figures and vehicles sold separately. Chip!
Gotta have beef, gotta have spice, need a little excitement.
See, that would be very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a lot of watchmaking and fixing videos, and It is an insane profession, very insane technical profession to get into.
Pretty good.
They certainly did.
And listen to this ovation, Gorilla Monsoon, the undefeated Native American Tatanka, making his way to the ring.
One of the longest undefeated streaks ever in the history of the World Wrestling Federation, and I know, Jim Ross, on a lot of people.
You got enough metal to make it. Oh shit.
I'd really like to see how that turns out. That's like a really technically impressive thing to do, no joke. No lie.
Set to compete with the Smoking Guns and Tatanka. You know, these guys certainly want to get their timing down, as you see the.
Do you have like all the
on this trio, because they will take
like all the tool? Like, I know you need like a magnifying glass and some really precise tweezers. It's so, the tools in there are just so crazy and weird. That's like no, they're specifically for a watch. Not yet. Okay.
That's what you're meaning.
Underdog position here, because
they're at a disadvantage, no question.
Absolutely, no doubt about it, as it's Billy Gunn starting out with Barry Horowitz here. Nice counter move there to the hammerlock, and Horowitz is certainly no slouch. An outstanding competitor, and he got the thumb right in the eye.
I'm not joking, that's some crazy shit.
This trio right here that we're looking at, Smoking Guns and Tatanka, would have the speed advantage, but I'm not sure at SummerSlam that that's true. We know how quick that beast from the East is.
Well, the size and strength advantage squarely in the corner of the head shrink. Oh, good move there. Great modified arm drag takeover by Billy Gunn. Side headlock, and he makes a tag to his brother Bart.
Well, that's where they might have the edge in continuity. But on interference from the outside, they certainly leave a lot to be desired.
Great athletic move there.
Gold maybe for the hands. Are you thinking about getting some gold coins for that?
Drop toe hold to the canvas, up to the arm bar.
Waller hasn't washed that outfit in 6 years.
Boy, it looks like it's a little worse for wear. And full arm drag and twist. I'm not sure we had the tag there.
That was not a legal tag. I don't know whether the referee realizes that or not. You have to be standing on the apron when you tag.
Well, Tatanka is in there, and the action will continue here as Tatanka chops away at the tricep of the Brooklyn Brawler. The Brawler, a tough competitor, got those forearms right to the face. The Irish Whip is reversed.
Nice duck under there.
Oh, good move there. Good athletic move. Into the power slam.
Didn't escape that move.
And some again still to come. 2 championships to be decided in this broadcast. The Intercontinental Championship plus the tag team titles. And of course, that tag team matchup with special rules inside the steel cage.
Shawn Michaels putting his Intercontinental belt on the line against former WWF champion Bob Backlund.
A gram. Damn.
Horowitz waistlock, now suplex over into the bridge. Pitting predicament here. And Bart Gunn.
Well, it's some of it. Not a whole lot, but a some.
Good offensive weaponry. And there's a neck breaker. Brooklyn Brawler got that neck breaker in. Lateral press, hooks the leg, and a near fall. About a half a count away.
Still a lot of money, though.
Consider an upset here.
They're getting a lot more opposition.
You'd probably make the hands out of that.
Maybe they're thinking a little bit too much about it.
Slam on a press, almost had it. And
look at this.
Inside cradle.
But I actually don't know much about what it takes to make a watch.
Well, he had him there.
Horowitz using his head there.
I need to see his orthodontist.
And he pulled that knee pad down and drove his knee right into the gun's sternum.
Oh,
Hooked the leg on another poster. Another near fall here. I tell you, Billy Gunn's in a lot of trouble.
Well, if they don't get any sharper than this, 1 week from Monday night, they're going to get their clocks clean.
Brawler biting away. And the Irish whip going right to the ropes, and he caught it coming off with a lot of momentum there. Brooklyn Brawler now with that stomp right to the abdomen, and they make another tag. Does Brawler this time with Reno Riggins. Hey, can't be unimpressed by the teamwork and continuity of the Brawler, Horowitz, and Riggins here.
Well, they're showing it to us, no question about it. These guys are just too preoccupied.
Sunset flip. Riggins goes down. And he predicament. He almost had him. And Horowitz interrupted the count.
Horowitz got in there in a hurry. Otherwise, it would have been over.
Certainly.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. Like, gold is definitely a lot for just a gram. And steel watches, I feel like that would rust out.
This is a very quick team, and quite frankly,
they don't look sharp.
Well, the thing about it is the Brawler, Horowitz, and Riggins have nothing to lose, everything to gain in this matchup. They're turning it loose here, not holding anything back. There's a triple team on Billy Gunn.
Gotta call it like it is. Smoking Guns and Tatanka do not look sharp here.
Headbutt by Horowitz, and Billy Gunn in a great deal of trouble. He must make the tag at the earliest possible convenience for him.
Nice European-style forearm uppercut there by Horowitz. There's another one.
Very effective. This young man is in dire straits here. Needs to make the tag. That's what we just got from Horowitz in the Brawler. And a Brawler with an uppercut right to the midsection. And it's just perhaps now a matter of time. You got to hand it to Billy Gunn. He has shown great resiliency. He is hanging in there and has absorbed a great deal of punishment. And yet another tag.
You know, Jim, he didn't know exactly where he was. Stuck his hand out, but it was towards the wrong corner.
Irish whip, they go left to right here. Riggins misses the clothesline. Oh, there's a flying forearm. I think they caught Riggins right across the bridge of the nose.
Now's his chance.
Certainly dims his running lights. And Billy Gunn trying to shake it loose. He's got to make the tag here. And he made the tag. Tatanka in there. Tatanka with those tomahawk chops. And a knife edge. He's chopping them down like trees.
Everybody trying to get involved here. Tatanka's cleaning house, and now it's a six-way. Holy mackerel, it's pandemonium.
Double drop kicks by the Smoking Guns. Tatanka sends Riggins for the ride. Oh, an elevation. Riggins goes to about 2 time zones before he finally came down on the canvas. The war dance. You see Tatanka. He is ready. Off the ropes with another chop.
There he goes.
Tatanka in phenomenal condition here. Climbs the ladder. Poised right on top. And a cross-body press. Reaches back. Hooks the far leg. And it's over. With an explosive offensive flurry. The Smoking Guns and Tatanka turn it on here. They win it convincingly. Don't go away. Still to come with a SummerSlam Spectacular. A special interview with The Undertaker. And now let's see more of Lex Luger on his call to action campaign.
It was just a dream.
They're real.
Then we'll execute them.
Yes, there's a brand new Oxy out there. Quicker absorbing, strongest level, advanced formula, Oxy 10. So just execute them, and in days,
They're fading fast.
guaranteed.
Hi. You look great.
To make new wild and tangy lifesavers, you're going to need some pretty wild stuff. Begin with a little hocus pocus.
taste of freshly squeezed watermelons.
And stir in a dozen or so squeeze.
Add the taste of sour apples.
But that's not all. You've got to have the bite of a great white.
And a nuclear cherry for extra tang.
Are you ready to try the newest, tangiest, most wild flavorous lifesavers ever?
Stop breaking your back pulling weeds. With the Weed Queen, you'll never have to bend over again to pull weeds. Just push, twist, and pull. Fast, simple, and easy. The Weed Queen is the best weed digger ever made. The cutting teeth and the cone-shaped blade grab the root as you twist. The patented root trap gathers and compacts the root and the weed. The Weed Queen is fun to use. You'll love to pull out those nasty weeds. Now, that's getting to the root of the problem. The Weed Queen is so easy to use. Just push, twist the handy handle, and pull out the weed. The Weed Queen works great, fast and simple to use. Everyone wants the Weed Queen. Get right to the root of the problem. The Weed Queen is safe for the environment, no need for harmful chemicals. The Weed Queen offers a lifetime guarantee. Absolute lifetime guarantee. Call now toll-free. Ask for the Weed Queen. You'll never have to bend over again to pull weeds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is going to be facing the 8-foot-tall Giant Gonzalez in SummerSlam. The man from the dark side, please welcome The Undertaker.
Wait a minute. Well, I can't see my notes, but I know what I want to say. This Undertaker, 6'10", 325. A lot of unanswered questions I'm sure Mean Gene will address.
Is there just one specific one, or like different dealers you go through?
Will he be at SummerSlam? But I think, Gorilla, what everybody wants to know is what in the world are the stipulations for a rest in peace match?
That is the question on everybody's mind, and what a golden opportunity this is for Mean Gene to put it to this guy, to The Undertaker. Give us an answer. What on earth is a rest in peace match?
This man has just phenomenal presence. He is one of the most gifted athletes. Here's the lights. Now I can see my papers here.
I'll tell you what he doesn't have. He doesn't have an urn anymore. I know that.
Oh, that belongs. Mr. Hughes has that. I'll tell you something. Harvey Whippleman and company may have started something that they will live to regret. Or will they live to regret anything if this man gets his hands on it?
Don't start something if you can't finish it.
All right, Undertaker, we know one of the big matches at SummerSlam pits you against the 8-foot-tall Giant Gonzalez. However, what we do not know are the rules for the rest in peace match. Perhaps you could shed some light on that subject.
Mr. Oakland, there are many that believe that in one's life there comes a day where they must be held accountable for their actions. At SummerSlam, this day comes for the Giant Gonzalez. The day of reckoning is at hand.
Okay.
The Giant Gonzalez
So when it starts to like go down a bit, that's when you throw a little cash on him. That's smart.
Destroy what cannot be destroyed. Although I have no pallbearer and I have no urn, what I have is the power from the creatures of the night. Giant Gonzalez, the rest in peace match is simply this. It's when the Undertaker takes your flesh and drives his hand deep into your carcass and extracts every living organ that you have. And before this night is finished, when I return to the depths of the dark side, I will possess the soul of one giant Gonzalez.
Well, I would have to say, Undertaker, hold on. You were rather specific. What is this? It's the second, gentlemen. Please, a little decorum here this week. Wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa, whoa.
This time, you won't get up. This time, you rest in peace.
Oh, we got problems here now, Gorilla. They might not wait until SummerSlam. The Undertaker backs away from no man, and not even an 8-foot giant. And it doesn't seem that the giant Gonzalez now doesn't want any part of it. Yeah, he's stepping over the top rope. Mean Gene's getting out of there. Harvey Whippleman's on the outside. The Undertaker is standing there. He's ready to fight right now. Gonzalez is bailing out of here. And the Undertaker is following him. We may have a war right here. Gonzalez making his way toward the locker room area. And here comes the Undertaker. No one intimidates this phenomenal athlete. The day of judgment may come early for Gonzalez.
Look at the muscle on this guy. He's got a Flex Express t-shirt on. Oh, look at that smile. Look at that smile. What a face. Oh.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship.
Well, as Shawn Michaels makes his way to the ring, the Intercontinental Champion, it certainly is, I think, exciting that Lex Luger has taken his call to action campaign, Gorilla, right to the fans, right to the people.
Well, he certainly has, and hundreds of thousands of them were more than willing to sign up immediately. What tremendous support he's got. I think he's well on his way.
He's certainly going into SummerSlam with a great deal of momentum. I'll tell you something, so is this guy right here. Shawn Michaels may be the hottest competitor right now in the World Wrestling Federation. And that big man dressed in black, he certainly gives him some added assurance. That guy's 6'10", ladies and gentlemen, about 330 pounds.
Talk about an ace in the hole. There's one right there.
He's got that glove on his right hand, does Diesel, for a reason. He's very handy with his fist.
Cold, I know that.
Good night, Sonic. Sorry, I got locked in there for a minute.
His opponent and challenger.
Well, thanks for chilling. Thanks for sharing.
Weighing 234 pounds, Bob
Nice ovation here for former WWF champion Bob Backlund with a golden opportunity to become Intercontinental Champion.
Well, one thing's for sure, Backlund is in phenomenal physical condition. He has great mat wrestling skills. He's a veteran. He will not make many mistakes as he admires the goal.
Eyeballing it. Be nice to walk out of here with it, he's thinking. A lot of guys tried. A lot of guys failed.
Well, I'll tell you, girl, this matchup at SummerSlam between Michaels, if he's the champion at SummerSlam, and Mr. Perfect is one that I am really looking forward to.
Well, I'll tell you, Jim Ross, I've been here in the World Wrestling Federation now for over 30 years, and I can guarantee you this will be the greatest intercontinental matchup in the history of the World Wrestling Federation, bar none. Both of these guys, two-time holders of that title. And you know something? Mr. Perfect has got a golden opportunity to three-peat.
Well, obviously, Gorilla, our thoughts are turned towards SummerSlam. I got a feeling if Shawn Michaels' thoughts are turned too much toward Auburn Hills, he can walk out of here on the short end of the stick because Bob Backlund can beat anybody on any given night.
He's proven that on a number of occasions.
All right, we're ready to go here.
You know, when he was champion here in the World Wrestling Federation, took on all comers.
Nice scoop slam by himself and, of course, of his athletic abilities.
And rightly so.
He's going to sweep the ring up, I guess, with the former WWF champion.
Backlund wearing the wristbands showing support once again for Lex Luger in his attempt to become WWF champion.
Well, I know it's cliche, Gorilla, but it only takes a 3 count. And Backlund scooped up again. And surprisingly, on 2 occasions, Michaels has been able to get in deeply on Backlund and slam him. And
oh, look at that.
Let's take a rest here.
The height of insult right there.
Just, you know, this is the kind of guy that you'd like to see someone make a little bit humble. Slap his face. He needs his fanny kicked, I guess we could say.
Well, there's no conceit in his family. He's got it all.
I think you got a point there. Well, Michaels certainly not getting any hurry. It's almost as if he seems insulted that he's wrestling Bob Backlund for the Intercontinental title this close to SummerSlam. It doesn't even seem like he's taking it seriously.
No, he's not. The only thing he's really got going for himself in this match is Backlund's exploding here.
Backlund, with 3 offensive maneuvers here, has scooped up the Intercontinental Champion. And he's landing. That shows great strength. Backlund got both arms up.
Backslide.
Backslide, and he got it. No, he didn't. I thought he had it. And Michaels rolling out of bounds here. It's time for you to wake up there, champ. Bob Backlund came here tonight to win the Intercontinental Championship. Backlund doesn't care about SummerSlam. Oh,
got that right. That's a dirty, filthy move right there.
That's insulting.
Despicable.
And look at Michaels run from the challenger. Michaels backing away and hiding. He's coming up from the challenger, Bob Backlund. Fans, we've got to take a break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
So, higher education got you down? Well, step into it. Step into a Slim Jim. Tear to the spice, that beefy, juicy taste.
What is the meaning of this?
Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim.
You can't see gasoline vapors, but they are very dangerous. Gasoline is a motor fuel, not a cleaner. Don't put your family in danger by using gasoline indoors. And keep it away from your children. If you use gasoline in your home, your dreams for the future can change in a flash. Keep gasoline tightly sealed and away from your children, because what you can't see can kill you.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. Gotta have it. It's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch Scrunches.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, on the SummerSlam Spectacular. The Intercontinental Championship on the line. The champion, Shawn Michaels, nailing the challenger, Bob Backlund, those stinging lefts. And remember, fans, still to come, more of the in-depth interview. Who is Lex Luger? That's still to come. The leg is hooked, a lateral press, 1, 2, and a half.
Boy, was that close. Backlund taking a shellacking here. You know, Shawn's got everything going for himself. He doesn't have to beat Backlund. Backlund has to beat him in order to become champion.
A very good point, Gorilla. A very good point that we often overlook. The advantage in these title matches, always with the champion. The challenger's got to win.
and got to win in only a couple of specific ways, pinfalls or submissions. If he wins on any other account, he wins the match, but not the title.
Front face lock. Oh, look at the champion. It's almost like he's bored. He'd rather be somewhere else than here on the SummerSlam Spectacular defending the Intercontinental title. Well, I want to ask you a question. The big man, we look over his shoulder. Will he have any effect, in your estimation, if Michaels makes it to SummerSlam in the match with Perkins?
Oh, he certainly will. Hey, he's not beyond interjecting himself into any match that he feels his guy, Shawn, is in deep trouble. We've seen that.
Diesel's got a real rough background. Done a little checking. I found out that, hey, this guy used to be a bouncer in a bar and beat up a lot of people, from what I can understand. He's a bad guy.
You know, it would behoove Mr. Perfect if he just takes somebody out there with him when he goes out for that title matchup at SummerSlam. And put somebody in the corner and say, hey, keep an eye on the big guy with the black leather coat.
Front face lock countered by Bob Backlund's strength, setting the Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels up from the top turnbuckle. And Backlund, open hand slap. And that'll slap some of the humbleness into this young man. Oh, nice elevation, the back body drop. And a drop kick that caught Michaels in the face.
Well, one foot did anyway. But Backlund's on a roll.
Swinging neck breaker, go for the cover. Backlund neglected to hook the leg, did not neutralize the leg. And Michaels able to kick out. And Michaels looked like he was wanting to get out of here.
Uncharacteristic of Bob Backlund not to hook that leg. Look out, atomic drop perhaps coming up by former WWF champion Bob Backlund. Where's he going to deposit him?
Bob Backlund again. Oh, that compresses the vertebra. And right there.
Oh, look at this.
Got it. Hey, Ralph, turn it around. Diesel.
I told you.
Yeah, right there is a great illustration of how Diesel can affect the match.
Can distract the referee, can distract the opponent, can do anything. Not fair.
Michaels, he's got the tights. He has the tights, Ralph. What?
Oh, he's deep in there.
He's got the tights. And Michaels just took this one away. The resourceful Intercontinental Champion takes the easy way out. And Diesel didn't lay a hand on Backlund, but he impacted the outcome of this championship match.
He certainly did. And it wouldn't surprise me if he has a big impact at SummerSlam as well.
And that can be seen exclusively on pay-per-view 1 week from tomorrow night. We'll find out who the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time is at SummerSlam. And now let's find out more about Lex Luger.
Well, it's a funny thing. I can't say I was the 90-pound weakling who blossomed into once he went away to college. I was coming out of high school. I was pretty close to what I am right now, probably around 235, 240. I'm about 265, 270 now, and the same height I am now, and was never, obviously, I got on the weights. A true friend of mine, I'll never forget, took me aside at a very early age. A guy by the name of Don Reinhardt was a 4-time world super heavyweight powerlifting champion, had the world record for total and for bench and deadlift at a very early age. Took me and some of my friends aside and took the time with us and really impressed on us the importance of doing things besides just the sports, the weight training, and that's what really was the impetus behind me getting interested in the weights at age 18, coming out of high school. He was a profound influence in my life as far as conditioning and working out with the weights. Well, it's a strange, you know, I can relate to what Charles Barkley says in some ways, but I think a lot of times we don't have a choice as professional athletes or people in the public eye, whether or not you like it. I think I've come to the maturation process now where they're going to look up to you as a role model, whether you like it or not. And you have to, I think you have to be aware of that as an athlete and as a public figure, someone who's seen on television. And it is a responsibility. And it's something that I know when I was a child, the way I looked up to athletes or people, actors or politicians and people like that. And I think that if you keep that in mind and in your daily life, I think it's something that's important. I know how important role models were to me at an early age, and I'm not always going to say I'm going to be perfect and not make mistakes, but I do take very seriously, as you say, conducting myself when I'm in public, signing an autograph to a kid who watches on television, you know, let's face it, no one would tune in, and Lex Luger wouldn't have a wrestling career if people didn't tune in and watch us on television. So I do feel there's an obligation to carry yourself in a dignified, positive way in public, and yes, be somewhat of a role model for the youngsters out there. I think that's important. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do something. Always try to turn that into a motivator and a positive thing in your life, and you go out and try your best. You may not always succeed, but always try your absolute best at all times. And that's something that to this day has always steadied me well.
You're watching USA, America's favorite cable network.
Man, it's getting just so hot now. GG.
Now this garage better be clean.
Right, Dad.
And I mean clean. While you're at it, wash the car.
Sure.
The juice good.
Starburst fruit juice with real fruit juice.
Your special invitation to preview the new New Yorker may come as no surprise. You see, everyone's talking about the new New Yorker. Filled with brilliant color, innovative features, and star-studded contributors, it still provides the best fact, fiction, humor, criticism, poetry, ideas, and entertainment in America, only differently. Which for some means that the best magazine in the world, probably the best magazine that ever was, hasn't just changed, it's gotten even better. Now get 50 issues of the new New Yorker for just $18. Save $79.50 off the cover price. And receive this special cartoon collection. 48 pages of hilarious cartoons with a style all their own, free with your paid subscription. Call 1-800-USA-9898. That's 1-800-USA-9898 for 50 issues of, yes, the new New Yorker.
Welcome back, everyone, to the SummerSlam Spectacular. Marty Jannetty standing by, but right now let's go back to the locker room area and Vince McMahon.
All right, thank you, Jim Ross. With me now, the powerhouse from Helsinki. Thus far, undefeated in the World Wrestling Federation, Ludwig Borga. Certainly a man who was not a proponent of the American way, as is Lex Luger, as is Marty Jannetty, your opponent at SummerSlam.
Mä vedän Martin Jannettin turpaan, että tukka lähtee. Kuka ei saa sitä selvää sen jälkeen.
Mr. Porter, please, English if you don't mind.
Of course, for you stupid Americans, I have to speak English because you people only speak one language. What I was saying, for me, this is the first SummerSlam. For Marty Jannetty, this is going to be the last one. So you better sign your check before you step in the ring with me, Ludwig Borga. And I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to fight the whole America at the same time. I'm not going to just beat you up. I'm going to give you pain you never had before, and it's not going to go away. And for all the other wrestlers, I'm not here for any titles or anything else. I just want to destroy everybody and give them pain. And that's going to be in your face, America.
Let's go back to ringside.
Well, sir, I'll tell you, Gorilla Monsoon, that as far as I'm concerned, Ludwig Borga may have a real long night in the Palace at Auburn Hills at SummerSlam, because you know as well as I do that it's going to be full of red, white, and blue.
Boy, you can bet on that, and if you don't like it here, Mr. Borga, get on the next boat or plane or train and get back to Helsinki, where you came from.
Here comes Marty Jannetty, the popular young star from Columbus, Georgia. Well, he's an All-American, I can tell you that. And this kid has got great speed Borga some problems, quite honestly, at SummerSlam.
Well, it certainly will. You know, Borga has got to prove himself to me here in the World Wrestling Federation. He hasn't done that. A guy like Marty Jannetty, former Intercontinental Champion, has done that. Who has Ludwig beaten since his inception here in the WWF?
Well, Gorilla, no one of any substance, quite frankly, but one thing's for sure. He has, obviously, as you have alluded to, not been tested, but he has dominated each and every body he stepped in the ring with. This man is a mountain. This man is, as they say, bad to the bone. And I'll tell you, I think we're going to see great things out of Ludwig Borga if he can get by Marty Jannetty at SummerSlam.
No question about it. It'll be a great matchup. The Palace will be on fire.
Well, Marty Jannetty with those red, white, and blue wristbands that we have seen throughout
Hello.
the evening here. Prominently displayed. Nice quick move there. Jannetty in the arm bar. He's got
Chick O's.
And quite frankly, Gorilla,
Welcome.
that's what he must do. Get Borga off his feet at SummerSlam.
Or Chick O Zeros. I don't know. But welcome.
Look at the great quickness of Marty Jannetty. He's got to use technique. He's got to use his speed and quickness and leverage. That combination gives Marty Jannetty a fighting chance against Ludwig Borga.
Well, I'll tell you another plus I'm sure about is for Marty Jannetty, and that is that the Palace at Auburn Hills is going to be just loaded with red, white, and blue stars and stripes. How are you going to deal with that, Ludwig?
Irish whip in the center rope, no great agility by Marty Jannetty, hanging on to Dwayne Gill, rose him up, got him cradled, and got a near fall.
That was close.
I don't think I've ever seen Marty as quick as he is right now. Right there, kick right to the face. Good move there by Marty Jannetty. Well, Gorilla, we're excited about the new radio program, Radio WWF, which will premiere this Saturday on many radio stations.
I'm excited about it. I know you are.
We're going to be talking to the fans on Radio WWF on great radio stations around this land of ours, beginning this coming Saturday.
A first for the World Wrestling Federation.
9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Snapmare by Marty Jannetty into the reverse chinlock, and Marty has done a very nice job of keeping Dwayne Gill off his feet. Now let's make one thing perfectly clear. Dwayne Gill is not in the category or the league of Ludwig Borga.
Absolutely not, but that's the
Sorry.
same kind of game plan that Jannetty has to be thinking about and has to put into full gear.
Sorry about that. Is that better?
Want to be victorious.
Just turn that off. For how many years, man? I don't even know. I mean, I started kind of comic book drawing back in like, I shouldn't say comic book drawing back, I want to say like back in 2010, 2011. That was when I graduated high school. But I only kind of really started getting into it again recently. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been kind of a thing. I'm trying to just sort of keep it all kind of together. Here. Mother page I did. This is one we finished a couple streams ago. But yeah, we're kind of trucking along, kind of making this comic. I'm gonna hopefully get this preview done soon. But thank you very much. I've only recently started kind of streaming my art, so I'm glad people at least enjoy it, you know? I never really showcased my art as much until recently, so. Do you do any drawing?
Folks, it's SummerSlam. Call your local cable company right now for your own ringside seat to the Super Summer Sizzler. Call now to ensure.
Oh, what's the title for it? Okay, so the title of this is going to be called Demon Elf Princess. It's a story about a bunch of these like demons from another dimension, and every so often they have a giant robot fight to determine who gets to like rule over them for like the cycle or whatever. And they transform themselves. They're like regular people, but they possess something. Well, you know, you'd be surprised. I've been talking to a lot of artists, and everybody's got to have their place somewhere, you know. And if you're posting them on Instagram, then you're, you know, then you're confident in something, you know. So you gotta you kind of got to get over that sort of hump there, you know. But it's all good. I actually have I was actually showing off some older art I had. Oh, I keep dropping everything.
Greatest Intercontinental Champions ever are going to be meeting at SummerSlam as current champion Shawn Michaels beats challenger Mr. Perfect. If Perfect wins, he completes the three-peat.
Ah, your account is private. Smart.
Vague idea of what the Undertaker has in mind for the 8th.
Yeah, I was just showing.
I can hardly wait.
Here's some old art I did. I don't even know when I drew this. Oh, this was back in 2014. This was when I was like really still figuring out my style. This feels like so long ago. I remember I was really proud of this too. But man, so weird. I have like 5 other series that I'm trying to make. One of them I'm actually gonna try and pitch to a comic book like publisher. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's like over 10 years old. But I've been on and off so much, but I'm trying to get this shit going, you know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I want to make comic books, you know.
On pay-per-view TV, live from the Palace of Auburn Hills, 1 week from tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Don't put up with the hassles of the busy.
I'm hoping maybe I can do it as a job, working somewhere. But I gotta get decent, you know. Hey, if you want to show it, you can you could show it in I have a Discord too if you want. I think the link is down there. That's like to the page, but I think you can probably send me a friend request. It's the same name. You should find a job. That's what I'm hoping. I actually work at a comic book store actually, so that's why I work there, because I want to learn more of the medium. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not actually too in tune when it comes to comic book stuff. It wasn't until recently when I started actually busting ass. I had like a weird epiphany. But, you know, I'll see it when I believe it. There's a lot of, you know, I got a lot of support from people around me too. And then recently started streaming. Is it group? Yeah, it's like a group, but you could like friend request me too. I like have like just me, I think. So you could just send me a request. And you could just send it there if you want. Or send it directly to me, I should say. Yeah, it's all good. But either or, do you have a specific thing? Do you draw 3D? Do you draw 2D? Or, god damn it, well, that could work, but do you draw like traditionally? Do you draw digitally? Because I mostly do mine traditionally, or I try to.
It used to be all tears, then all tangles. Then there was Pert Plus for kids.
Oh.
They don't cry. Tear-free shampoo. Big girl. And detangling conditioner in one. So stop
My
in the leading tear-free shampoo. Tear-free Pert Plus for kids. Easy on eyes, tough on tangles. Loved by kids.
Oh, like a visualization of like drawing stuff. That, man, that honestly is like the worst thing sometimes to get over. I know I still have trouble with it, but like, it's like you know exactly what it looks like, but you can't put it into words or picture, you know?
Are you ready to get your feet wet?
Absolutely. Starburst fruit juice with real fruit juice.
It's some of the worst things.
Unlike soaps with heavy perfumes and greasy creams, Ivory is pure. It doesn't need anything else to baby, even the baby.
We can do that. Oh.
Baby your skin with Ivory.
Welcome back, everyone, to the SummerSlam Spectacular. Monique in the cage. They're going to challenge for the WWF Tag Titles. And here come the champs.
There we go. Yes. That'll work. How did I learn then to draw? Oh man, so oh man, where to begin? I don't want to sound like to overwhelm you. I guess I'll just try and tell you like the key things I sort of did. I was actually talking about this prior. I was drawing in pen a lot, you know, like with one of these or like an 8 or a 5. I just draw like life sketching shit, you know, like if I saw something that looked cool. I also went to school for graphic design, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I hated it. I'm not very good at graphic design. I'm like, comic book stuff is a little different. I know it's like the same, but it's different. But I went to school for graphic design, and I don't know, I just didn't have that like feel with it, and I felt like I was always constantly behind in my classes because I just didn't know what I was doing, you know. But in the end, I kind of didn't really go into graphic design as much because that's not what I really wanted to do. I wanted to make comic books. I wanted to make a series that I've been working on for a while. So I kind of just sort of focused all my attention to just like anatomy, lettering, even though you can kind of do that digitally. Just stuff like that, you know. But I mostly took like those figure drawing and advanced drawing courses. Like, the biggest thing I could tell you is learn your shapes. Like, if you can draw a square any way you want, you can most likely draw a picture any way you want, sort of. But that's just like bare bones, you know, that's just bare bone fundamental stuff. But drawing with the pen is always been like a key thing for me, at least. There's also a book I recommend. Here, let me see if I can go grab it, actually. Here, there it is. Oh. Because the thing is, practice makes perfect, and you're 100% right. Yeah, here. So this is the book. It's called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. It's by Betty Edwards. Pretty much every artist that I have talked to who is either learning how to draw or wanting to know how to draw have always been recommended this book, and I even recommend this book, and I hate reading. But yes, but to be fair, it is one of the most, like, you could probably maybe find one on Internet Archive, maybe, because it is like, the book is so published, it's been made so many times, but I hyper recommend reading through it because it teaches you a lot on just like drawing stuff in general, you know. Yeah, so you can get it on Amazon, and it's like pretty cheap. I got mine at Goodwill. This is an older copy. I don't know what happened to my other copy because that's the one that I read. But the book is it's really good. It really teaches you about drawing and whatnot. The other books I got are these ones. I got these ones in the mail recently. They're a little bit more expensive, but it's this one. It's an anatomy drawing class from this Marvel artist. It's just got a lot of stuff in it. A lot of really good figure muscle shapes and drawings, and just overall like kind of understandings of how the hands work and whatnot. And I've been paging through that too. There's just a lot of, like, you kind of just find stuff as you go. But the biggest thing I can tell people is when you're drawing stuff is draw stuff that, like, makes you want to draw in the first place. Like, there might be some things you gotta draw, but overall there should be a mostly understanding of like why you want to draw and why you want to do it in the first place, kind of a deal. It doesn't have to be significant, but just sort of like that thing, you know, that tick. Like, that's why I play like the VHS tapes, because I always like TV and stuff and that sort of vibe from back in the day. So I always try to, like, when I make my cartoons and whatnot, try to sort of capture that vibe, if that makes sense. Like, I'll even play like some old Cartoon Network stuff too, if I'm allowed it. Are you interested in video games? You know, it's funny. Before I started doing my art streams, I was actually streaming my video games. I streamed a lot of old retro games. I streamed, like, you know, like my SNES, Super Nintendo, GameCube games. I had a lot of PS1 games. I have a lot of different games, you know, but it was okay. And I might stream maybe games from time to time, but back then, like, I was streaming mostly retro and Red Dead Redemption, and you know, I didn't really get as many people coming in as what I do with the art stuff. But the thing is, the thing about with the art streams, or me just streaming in general, was I just wanted to, you know, get more people to watch, you know, just make me do more art stuff, you know, if that makes sense. So I can talk to more people, and I've been getting more people and interactions doing this than I have been with the video games.
On the other hand, there's good cholesterol. Does that remark confuse you too? Because
Yeah, and I did like full plays actually. Here, hold on a second.
University of California Berkeley newsletter on nutrition, fitness, and stress management. Delivered once a month, the wellness letter sorts out fact from fiction and makes the confusing understandable. Written in easy to read language. Vital information the whole family can benefit from. Call today for your free issue and also receive free this 48-page book.
3 times with
101 tips to start you on the wellness path now. Call 1-800-848-9000. We'll bill you $15 for 11 more issues.
Yeah, there's a stream I did when I did a full play of Diddy Kong Racing. But you know, it's just it wasn't even like getting the audiences either. I'm just not used to actually this much interaction. I wasn't expecting this many people popping into my stream like this when I first started doing this again. Which I can see it. There's a lot more people that are on the art streams than the other ones, so it makes sense, but yeah. This thing, my new... It's falling apart. I was also streaming the Yakuza games for a bit. Yeah, I mean, it can be kind of boring, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I can go a stream where there's nobody there and then do another one, you know, if it's not a lot of, you know, traffic. But there was a point where, like, for weeks straight end, I would just get no views, no traffic whatsoever. And I knew it was because of the content I was streaming. And it came down to just, like, sort of interactions and just, you know, talking to people and whatnot. And I can talk to people, you know, about stuff and things. But I think it was just, even when I was streaming, it felt like even when I was just streaming popular games, it felt like I just wasn't doing it enough, you know, so. But I am glad that I'm mostly doing this so I can keep consistent with my art stuff. Because I want to make this a comic book. I want to make it a reality. And it's easier said than done. But do you stream any games, or do you do anything like that? The hell is that? Oh, I get that. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, in case you're wondering, this guy accidentally ran over this girl with his car, but she wasn't really dead. So now she's probably gonna eat him. A little more backstory. Are you aware of a cartoon called Megas XLR? It was like on Cartoon Network for a bit. Whether you like it or hate it, that's what this comic is kind of heavily inspired from. It's sort of like I want it to be like an homage to the series. But it's also like a homage to a bunch of other series. Okay. So do you got it like, is there like a desktop version of the mobile game? And you just hook it up that way? Okay, okay. So like some, like, I think it's like a mix of like online and some older stuff. Okay. That's right, you can just sort of get them that way. Man, I'm so out of touch with the app games, honestly. I only have one app game, it's like a Pokemon one. I think that Mr. Bean one was online, I think. I forget. Is there a thing? Yes, there is. Have those creases. Are improved? Nice. But yeah, do you sometimes get some traffic with it? Like, do you get like maybe a person or two coming in?
You wake up in Jurassic Park and you're a raptor. You have sharp teeth and 7-inch claws, and since you've been extinct for 65 million years, you'd be in a really bad mood.
We all depend on gasoline to fuel our engines. The problem is, some of us use it the wrong way. Never use gasoline to clean things.
Oh, so there's just two versions of it?
You can't see gasoline vapors.
Okay.
Very dangerous. So keep it away from your children. Your whole life could change in the blink of an eye. Don't use gasoline indoors and keep it tightly sealed, because what you can't see can kill you.
What do you have? A jelly sandwich, chipsy noodles, and a box of purple stuff. How about you? Cheese twisties and a chocolate bar. I've got a turkey sandwich, an banana yogurt and a bottle of Sunny Delight. You've got Sunny Delight? You can't fit Sunny Delight in a lunchbox.
Sunny Delight Singles. The same vitamins as Big Sunny Delight, with a delicious citrus taste kids love.
How'd your mom get it to shrink? Magic. Oh, yeah. Magic.
Sunny Delight Singles. The good stuff kids go for.
Something might happen.
Oh, you're fine. I notice I get a lot of like second language English speakers on my chat. It's probably because I'm streaming so late. What part of the world are you coming from, if you don't mind me asking?
Shootist on USA, Friday night at 9.
Second time that Scotty Steiner has been outside, and the second time he's gone in. By DiBiase now, there's the clothesline.
You know, Jim Ross, I don't think it's so much that he realized that they couldn't win because he was the only one out, but because he realized that his brother was getting double teamed.
Well, certainly his brother's welfare, his physical welfare.
Doing my favorite effect right now. I do this on almost at least one of my characters. It's a stringy effect. Oh, don't worry about it. But you're from Canada, or you're at least in Canada right now. Well, that's totally fine. It makes you feel better. I know a lot of people aren't too keen about my country right now either, so I don't think a lot of people living in it are too keen about it either. But I don't want to sound rude or make anything political, but I'm just completely checked out of everything right now. You want to know what the sad part, like, not to get too crazy, is that it feels like all this stuff will happen, all this crazy stuff, but 20 years will pass, nothing will change, and it'll just be different people doing the exact same thing. And I don't know. I want to figure that out before, like, I'm 50. And I'm like 30 right now, so GG. But I don't know. It's not making my comic it's not making my comic book come out any quicker, so you just gotta believe in that, and I don't know. There's a lot of bull crap in this world, if I'm gonna be honest with you. There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're from Asia. Okay. That's pretty cool. Are you like in Canada visiting right now? Or are you like going to school or something? Okay. That's still pretty cool. I have a friend whose boyfriend is in Asia, I believe. He like lives in America, but he lives with his partner. They like bought a house together, and then they moved somewhere else. It's so hard. Right. Also, sorry if I go like quiet for a bit. Sometimes I'll just get locked into this drawing, and I gotta at least finish this panel. Sometimes I feel like I spend too much time on a panel, you know. God damn it. It's so hot. It's so hot. Right. You just gotta keep to yourself sometimes, you know.
Obviously, giving up showers is not an option, but I'll do whatever it takes to keep my skin.
Because you're always cooking something. That's what you gotta leave them to think. At least that's what I always think.
Like young skin. Look at this. Unlike soap, it actually helps hold moisture in, so my skin feels soft, smooth, wonderfully young. Suddenly, showers have a whole new meaning.
Hold on to young skin with new Oil of Olay bath bar, and the price, very nice.
Imagine you wake up in Jurassic Park and you're a raptor. You have sharp teeth and 7-inch claws, and since you've been extinct for 65 million years, you'd be in a really bad mood.
If color could meet care face to face, if you could replenish while you cover, nurture while you color, you'd care yourself beautiful. Now Clarion treats your face to more than color.
Yeah.
Conditioners, sunscreen, or vitamins. So every day, you can care yourself beautiful.
Oh, you're fine. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice talking with you. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I'm probably going to be heading out too. I know I did a panel, but I gotta get up early too. But take her easy, chicken. Chick-O-Os. When am I gonna stream again? Well, maybe tomorrow. Not sure. But I gotta see when I hold on. When do I work next? Okay. Yeah, I could probably yeah, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, most likely. Probably be maybe a little earlier too. Your chick-O's. Oh. Or is it chick-Oo's? See, I need to move my screen closer because I have it like 5 feet away from my drawing table, so everything is like real tiny. I'm glad you're entertained by my illiteracy. I didn't barely graduate grade school for nothing. I fought tooth and nail for those C's and D's. Bye. Whoa. Yeah, I'm sorry it's been taken. I'm sure if you're people watching in the archive, taking a little longer than I should. Well, we're gonna finish this page. We just got like one little thing we gotta do. What am I doing? That's the etching one. We can't use that.
This USA update is brought to you by Sprint.
Good evening, I'm Colin.
Yeah, we got that cushiony pillow. Well, that was cool though. Yeah, but I know no one's in the stream right now. But if in case you're listening to the archive, you're listening to some archive of what happened to Speed Mobile. I've noticed a lot more people coming in on this stream and talking, like even from different like areas, parts of the world, a lot more so than I have before, so I'm really grateful for that, honestly. I hope I can continue that somewhat. All right.
Is an administrator in charge of counseling and disciplining his students. Tonight, for those of you McMahon who are intellectually impaired, I'm going to be conducting summer school here in the Pittsburgh Civic Arena on SummerSlam.
Oh. Use the eraser maybe, start getting out of this, some of this stuff.
sources.
Far surpass him.
Oh, really?
I would think that the 1-2-3 kid might even be embarrassed.
I don't think the 1-2-3 kid would be embarrassed about anything.
About that hair.
Look at that maneuver. And the kid lines up the modern day kamikaze Hakushi. Nice takedown by the kid. He's up and he's ready for action.
Okay, that was pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
I just like the needle the kid because he looks like one.
Looks like one what?
Needle.
Oh, you're a riot. What sort of kingly gift did you get Mabel?
Just stay tuned for that. Royal surprises all night.
We're going to be looking forward to all the royal surprises here tonight, live at SummerSlam. Hakushi now looks to the far side. Kid, out to the camera. Off the rope over the kid. Hakushi now from the far side. Underneath and right back to nice hip. Busted up. And a kick out by Hakushi. And both men are ready for action. 1, 2, 3, and Hakushi. Tremendous competition. The 1-2-3 has had quite a bit of success, by the way, not only in single competition, but also in tag team competition. Listen to the fans. 1-2-3 kid, a two-time co-holder of the WWF Tag Team Championship.
Listen to these people here in Pittsburgh. They're going 1, 2. What comes after 2?
All right, nice guy off the rope. Down goes Hakushi. Nice exchange. The kid over Hakushi. Collision, no, big block by Hakushi. Off the rope and no! Wow! Both men going for the crescent kick, both men missing. Both men are ready to rock and roll here. Highly competitive matchup, the 1-2-3 kid and Hakushi.
You know who else they both want to impress? Dean Douglas.
Really? Well, no question about that. I guess it's pretty tough to impress Dean Douglas.
Well, nobody wants to be degraded by the king or by the dean. There you go.
There. Hakushi attempting to assert himself, and again. Hakushi's very first, and another chop there. Hakushi's very first SummerSlam. Let me try that again. Slam appearance. Oh my goodness. And oh my goodness, look at that. What a maneuver by the kid. What a counter. Underneath the kid off the ropes, and the kid.
Look at this.
Oh. And down to the counter.
Both of these guys are going to pull out all the stuff. Both of these guys. See, that's the whole thing about this martial arts thing. Hakushi knows he's a master at it. 1-2-3 kid. He's going to try to impress Hakushi. It's not going to work. It's going to be beat his own game.
That remains to be seen. Both individuals very, very competitive, and as you have seen many times before, Jerry Long.
Really like looking right at it.
Out. Count him out.
If I had that striped shirt on, I bet at the end of this match I could count him out.
And to the buckle the kid with authority. And look out, here comes Hakushi. That's some of the athleticism we made reference to earlier on. And Hakushi getting a cheer from some of the fans about ringside.
And well deserved.
Well, mostly boos now, coming from the upper section.
That's those people you let in free.
Beg your pardon?
I see them up there.
Yeah. They're the ones with the King T-shirt on, right? Or the Burger Cream guy.
Hey, look at them! Hey!
Right. Hakushi risking disqualification. And again, this capacity crowd doing what they can to get the kid revved back up. And look out, Hakushi! Lost the chest. Wow. Right in the sternum area.
Cat-like moves by Hakushi. Watch this.
I'll grant you that. Pausing for a bit of effect here. Hakushi. Sensing he has things pretty much well in control, I would suggest he does. But again, you never can count the kid out, no matter what.
Hakushi cannot really understand the rude reception that he's received here in the United States. A man of his talent, a man of his ability.
Yeah.
Well, he should be treated with more respect.
Hakushi going to work now in the...
And that is a good idea. Very good idea by Hakushi. That's what the kid depends on. All of those high-flying aerial maneuvers. He's got to get up there with those legs of his. Take those legs out, and he's history. There you go. There you go.
Back to the hamstring again. Hakushi, bit by bit, is pretty much dissecting the 1-2-3 kick. I'm impressed with the skills of Hakushi. Hakushi with no momentum at all coming into this matchup. Oh, my goodness, to the head with the loss to Barry Horowitz just this weekend.
That's not momentum, but that's incentive.
And again to the back of the head. I would suggest the official likely to call this one. Much more of of that, and the official's going to stop it. The 1-2-3 kid is not exactly defenseless, nonetheless. Wait a minute, here we go. Hakushi! And a kick out. The kid kicks out.
That kid's pencil neck is not going to withstand much more of this.
Pretty much of a sloppy cover, I guess, by Hakushi. And now Hakushi intent on wearing down the 1-2-3 kid, working into the trapezius area. Trying to get back to his feet. Jams the elbow. And Hakushi with one chop, and the kid is right back down. Here we go. Off the Hakushi. Oh, look at this! What a back body drop that
could
was.
finish it.
And Hakushi now. Oh, right in the part of the jaw. Hakushi. On one side of the ring, he's a panther-like individual. The kid trying to get back up. Look out. Hakushi on the way. Unbelievable.
Wait a minute. Hakushi's hurt, too.
Back into easily. Hurt both individuals. Hakushi, noted to be the modern-day kamikaze. Boy, did he ever take a risk, and I don't think he had.
I'm noticing some of it when I erase it. It kind of gets rid of the gets rid of my inking lines' boldness, so I gotta kind of pop it back in there.
Unbelievable. Back to live action. Hakushi from the top.
Well, now maybe it did all pay off.
Cover. Two. He got him. No, he didn't. Did he get him now?
That was a 3 count.
Only a count of 2.
Man.
And the kid slammed down to the canvas. Hakushi really taking it to the 1-2-3 kid. Hakushi like a kid, right up to the top. The modern day kamikaze now. Off the top. What's going to happen here? And nobody home. Oh, no. The 1-2-3 kid has a chance after all. Can he capitalize on the mistake of Hakushi?
I'm going to tell you, that's what's wrong with Hakushi. Too many risks. When he kicked the kid out of the ring, he could have counted to 50 a while ago. But no, he had to dive out after him.
A
Come
chop,
on.
a block. Look at this. The kid blocking again, another chop by the kid. The kid using his feet now as well. Steps up Hakushi. No, pin of reversal. Off the rope and oh, look at that. What a maneuver that was by the 1-2-3 kid. Now Hakushi on the outside of the ring. The 1-2-3 kid, what's this? No! Oh, no! The kid with a high risk in his own right, taking it to Hakushi. Now the 1-2-3 kid has the momentum. Look at that. Oh!
So yeah, that'll look good. There it is. That's the page, like pretty much like all penciled in its glory. I know it kind of took us a bit. We were kind of talking with people, but yeah, I think we're gonna have to figure out a way how to lock in some things. I do like talking to the audience, but sometimes I gotta get some of the pages done. What I got. Yeah, that's not bad. Here, well, so because of that, you gotta do it official. Alright. Gotta make.
Unbelievable. Right onto the head and neck of Hakushi. And then from there, the kid off the rope. And the kick, you saw how Hakushi moved into that kick.
There it is right there. Hook in that leg.
Hook the leg. And the 3 count. Hakushi victorious.
Alright, so here we go. Gotta make it official.
Well, Doc Hendricks. Doc, are you there?
Well, Vinnie Mac, here I am. I'm standing with what is fixing to be the future WWF champion. And now, come on, King Mabel. You gave me the first scoop. You've been unfolding plan after plan. Come on, tell me. What's the final plan? Come on, I know. Gotta know. Come on.
Doc, yeah. You just like everybody else around the world.
That's original.
Big Daddy Cool.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. But 3 times, What's your story, Big Daddy Boom? You think the thing with the British Bulldog was the big one?
Yeah.
It's tonight, and you will see. Long live the king.
Thank you very much.
Well, I guess. Wait, Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, go ahead there, Doc. In any event, it takes a king to know a king, right?
That's right. And as the king said, the royal plan continues to unfold. Tonight will be the greatest surprise of all. I can't wait to see the look on the faces of 18,000.
That's official. That's an original page. Got the stamp and everything. Eventually, I'll get approved. I have an approved stamp, but I'll put the approved stamp once it's ready to be scanned into the thing. But we've got ourselves an inked page. GG. Let me dry it off.
Can't be bothered. Said he smells something foul in the air, you know?
Well, I like the way his nose points up while he looks down on you.
I beg your pardon?
His nose is up in the air. Look at these people. They shouldn't even attempt to try to convert.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley, an extraordinary competitor. And there's his seal. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding his arrogance, is unquestionably an extraordinary competitor. He will be put to the test, however, by the WWF's Bob Sparkplug Holly. I believe Bob Holly is going to defeat the undefeated Hunter Hearst Helmsley here tonight in Pittsburgh. And it's time to start your engine.
All right. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, so we've got the first couple pages. So this page on its spread would look like this. Like that. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that would be the first page right there. Like when you open it, well, not the first page, but I still gotta finish that spread. But that's gonna be like the first comic book when you kind of look at it, which is kind of cool. And then here's the next one.
Kentucky Fried Quail.
Yeah.
I see.
Or squab. Ever heard of that?
Squab? Sounds like
Hunter Hearst Helmsley would
Yeah, that ain't.
Oh man,
squab.
You sure you're not
Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all.
Not from Alabama. In any event, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Little reluctant to
Yeah, I'm actually like really happy about that.
Sparkplug Holly. What's this? A little consultation with the official. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
And we were outdoors. Hunter Hearst Helmsley got down with
And then there'll be 7, 8, and then 9, and it'll be the last page. Oh, I'm so happy about that. And especially between work and the heat and blah. Sorry, not sorry. But
That's right. See, don't make any mistake about it, McMahon. Yeah, he's a gentleman, but he's also tough.
I see. Hunter Hearst, oh my goodness. Hunter Hearst Helmsley with Bob Sparkplug Holly.
I still gotta do that cover. I still gotta ink it. I could have inked it a while ago, but I'm lazy about it.
Elbow right in the chops. Bob Holly with a hard right hand. Whoa. Holly with a kick to the midsection. Bob Sparkplug Holly winding up Hunter Hearst Helmsley to the buckle and whoa! No, wait a minute. Oh! A clever maneuver on the part of Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Clever, I'll say. Look, Sparkplug doesn't have a clue where he is right now.
Bob Sparkplug Holly may have thought that he hit the wall there when, Now Hunter Hearst Helmsley obviously taking advantage of every single situation he possibly can. Look at this. Ooh, wow.
All right, guys. I think on that note, I'm gonna be calling her quits for the evening. Again, thank you, Chiku. Called her chicken again. Called him chicken. Why am I fucking up right now? Take her easy, y'all. Bye bye. We're gonna start on the next page. We can start on this one next. There's some penciling it might need to be worked on with, but you know, we'll see it. We might not even need to pencil it. We could just start going in on it and expanding the lines through that way. It would save us a lot of time. And then we've got the last page. We've still got 3 other pages we need to finish penciling. Because I've just been kind of locked in on the inking. But yeah, we're knocking on the. We're getting close to the door. We're getting close. I know it's been taking a hot minute, but I'm hoping I could get a better routine once this preview is done. So GG on my end. But anyway, good night, y'all, and take her easy. Bye bye.